need you to give him a lift up to the grandma's place.
Sure, it's just over the river and through the woods. Been in a lot of graveyards I've hung out in, but that don't mean you kids can go run around here by yourself.
So happy that it's Halloween. I mean, I know that it's not the actual day of Halloween. I mean, maybe when you're watching it is, but when I'm doing this, it's not Halloween. To me, the beginning of September all the way through until October 31st, it's Halloween every single day. Because why not? I want to take advantage and just watch as many Halloween specials and Halloween movies and do a lot of Halloween activities as I possibly can, and just engulf myself in this wonderful, fun holiday that just reminds me of my childhood. So today we are going to make pizza skulls. They're like pizza rolls, but skulls. I mean, they're gonna be really, really big pizza rolls. I got this baking tin from Target. It was only like $20 or something like that. Nothing super crazy. First and foremost, I am going to prep the filling, not the toppings, and I am going to cut open and slice, and it kind of looks like a pumpkin. I just got some new knives, you guys. This is so exciting. Me with knives. Wow, okay. We don't like this. I know, I don't know how to cut, apparently. Although I already mentioned that in a previous Cooking With Me video, the last one, and it was only like 2 comments that pointed that out. But I feel like those comments are completely valid. The lady have bright yellow hair. What an icon. What did I put? Green bell pepper. Here. If it comes out messy, that's totally fine, because then again, it's not a Christmas treat or like an Easter treat or anything like that. It's Halloween. So it's gonna be messy, and if the sauce is like dripping out, it's gonna look like blood, which is so fitting. And the green being inside of the skull is kind of like a green part of our brain, even though I don't think that's the thing. But it could be like some kind of insect crawling in the brain. Seen vegan pepperoni at the grocery store before. I've purchased it. I believe Light Life has some, and so does Eve's. At Whole Foods the other day, they didn't have any vegan pepperoni, which is so weird because I used to always see it. So instead, I got Field Roast's Italian sausage. I don't want pepperoni made from animal flesh. I'm just gonna stick to pepperoni made from plant. Ooh, this is kind of Halloween-like. This reminds me of Matt in the Halloween episode of Lizzie McGuire.
Gross. Oh my god, I'm falling out.
Look at this vegan sausage. It seriously looks just like animal flesh. I can't say meat because that's still a euphemism, because it's meat but made from plants, so it still is meat, so that's kind of weird to say that it looks just like meat. But it looks just like sausage made from animal flesh that used to, or maybe you currently still consume, but without it being made out of actual flesh. And it smells just like Italian sausage that I used to have before I was vegan. I think those are good sizes. I also chopped up some purple onion that was a little wet. So I roasted the purple onion, which will also add a nice flavor, and I just love the look of purple and green together around Halloween. Oh my god, they like burns. I mean, they still might be good. This is very spooky looking. No. This just turned into a roasted onion, a burnt onion mukbang. A little ASMR. If you've seen any of my Cook With Me or recipe videos, then you know I definitely keep things on the healthier side, incorporating whole plant foods, staying away from refined fats, aka oils, keeping things gluten-free, and of course keeping things vegan. And we're still keeping things vegan today. But as you can tell, there's some processed things, and also there are some refined fats. I am going to roll out this dough that's pre-made. I didn't make it, Whole Foods did, in a plastic bag. We love that. I'm gonna reuse this plastic bag. I'm gonna wash it out. I'm gonna reuse it as much as I can because it's just so wasteful. Ooh, what an angle. Come out and play. Got it out. I'm so intimidated. Look at it moving. Okay. Oh my god, this is like goosebumps. I wonder if I could have just like formed it to the mold. You know what I mean? Instead of like doing all this. Okay, it's doing the pizza thing. Can you overwork the dough? Like I feel like I'm like overworking it and I'm already messing myself up. Oh my god, you guys. I guess this is 5 by 10. Ooh, you guys, this is so, okay, this is everything. Before I put the dough in there, I'm going to take Miyoko's butter, which I know it's in this container. It's kind of sketchy, but it's Miyoko's and there's no palm oil, which is really exciting. Packaging for Miyoko's is cute and all, but it's not practical if you want to keep it in the fridge. You know, the best way to keep witches, warlocks, skeletons, ghouls, ghosts away from you is to butter them up. Slab in here. Ooh, our scab. This could be a scab. As the toppings go in there, it'll weigh it down to further the molds. The molds. That's kind of spooky. I'm gonna cut 5 more strips and put them in there and I will be back. But I wanna let you know in the meantime, I'm gonna put on a Halloween special or some part of a Halloween movie or something like that to pass the time. I wanna keep you in the loop so that you feel like you're part of this event. Now that the pizza dough is molded in the tin, we can add in all of our filling. First, I'm gonna fill them with some basic pizza sauce. I got 2 different kinds of mozzarella. This one is from Miyoko's Creamery, and this one is from Violife. I think that's how you pronounce it. What I've been thinking about doing is putting Violife in 3 of the skulls and Miyoko's Creamery in the other 3 skulls to kind of do a taste test with you guys and see which mozzarella I think is the best. Onto the sausage. Now we're gonna take these extra bits of dough that are dripping over the pan and mold the back of the skulls. Close up the coffin.
Halloween is usually my most favorite holiday. But that's okay. I think you just want to...
Quick little taste test before the cheese is mixed in and melted with everything else. It's good. It just melts in your mouth. The Violife one. I would say this one from Violife tastes a little more like mozzarella, like almost well, I would say exact, honestly. And then this one tastes like mozzarella, but it's not exactly like mozzarella, if that makes sense. It's still really, really good, and it has almost its own kind of mozzarella flavor. Either way, they're really, really good, but I do love the fact that this one is in shreds and it's more dense so that you can sprinkle them on your pizza or in your pizza rolls. The one from Miyoko's has more of a sour taste, whereas like I said, the one from Violife has a very accurate mozzarella flavor. The Skull pizza rolls are ready to go in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll see how these things turn.
Before the chaos continues, make sure to watch Dominion if you haven't already. Link in the description box below.
It's hot. Okay, so I just cleaned up the kitchen because let's be real, there is nothing scarier than a mess. Actually, the dairy industry exists, but a messy kitchen is still really terrifying, especially when you have the time to do so when your food is in the oven or it's cooking. So that way when your food is done, you can plate it and enjoy it without being so overwhelmed by the mess that is the kitchen. So now it's just a nice clean kitchen and it's just a waiting game at this point. Ooh, 48 seconds! Oh my god! Okay, so I just touched one, lightly picked it up, and it came up so nicely. But now the test is to see if it's sculpted nice and pristine and it's not a big blob. I'm kind of scared. There's a little blood. There's a little blood. This is what we have. They have arrived. I mean, one is a little more battered than the rest. I mean, you know, the afterlife, whatever you would call it, if you were a skeleton, is a really hard life, so it's understandable. I just tried the sauce and it tastes like a pizza roll. when I used to eat those ones. It tastes like the pizza rolls. It's time. Let's see. Oof, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Okay, this is the moment that I've been anticipating, that I've been hyping up so much, that I've been underlining so much, because I just want it to be perfect and I'm really scared. Oof. Okay. Kind of has a little bit of a hat. Ew. It's not as defined as I would like it to be. I think because the molds aren't like super defined. I'm looking at the imprints in them and they're not even that deep. So you're not really gonna get anything crazy with this baking tin that I recommended. Okay. Looking at these, why? I mean, cute. Wow, I didn't even think about that with the mold. That's a bit disappointing. I mean, it's cute. You can kind of tell, but I'm not. Oh my. So I suggest if you want to make these to impress your friends, to impress people that you don't really care about, you just want to impress them, I suggest not getting this baking tin. Get the other one that I linked in the description box below. That's the one that I use in the beginning of this video, in the little montage, the spooky little montage, because I'm not impressed at all. This will be a return because it fell. You guys, I'm dropping my cookie last week and now I dropped the little, I don't even know what this is. We were not won over on the appearance of these pizza roll skulls, but maybe we'll be won over by the taste. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. It is like a pizza roll with green bell peppers. Oh. You can see a bit of the sausage in there, the green bell pepper. The cheese has melted within the sauce. That's so good. Wow. Now let's try the Violife side. I'm gonna pick the ugliest one. Okay. The cheese on the side. Woo! Let's break the brain off. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, the Violife cheese stretches. It melts really nicely. Also, the Miyoko's cheese melts really nicely, but it blends more in with the sauce, whereas the Violife cheese stands on its own. They both taste amazing in there, but the Violife is very, very melty, kind of stretchy, super good. It's incredible. That's what I hear them say on those like food shows and stuff. So I'm gonna say that's incredible too. A little bit of sausage, green bell pepper. What a mix. When people say why eat fake meat when you could just eat the real thing, it's kind of like saying why eat Pinterest skulls when you could just eat the real thing. And besides, what makes cheese made out of baby cow growth formula real? Is it the pus? Is it the afterbirth in the baby cow growth formula? Or is it the fact that the calf didn't get their required nutrients from their mother because we're taking the milk from them so that we can turn that milk into rancid, solidified bovine secretions to melt into things? Like, what makes that real? However, using euphemisms to describe tortured, oppressed, and slaughtered innocent animals who had a desire to live is fake. That meat on your plate, is it meat? It's a tortured, oppressed, sentient being who had a desire to live, that happened to be born into a species that is oppressed by a species that knows how to dominate all other species. And that breaks my heart. I don't know if you could necessarily call it fake, but it's not. Like, also, you're not a baby cow. How is that real to be consuming the breast milk, past infancy, of another species? That's like a wannabe cow. Like, we're wannabe cows. That's fake. Vegan cheese comes from plants that don't scream when you take the smaller coconut away. My suggestions for you, if you recreate this, is to get a better skull baking tin that is deeper, more defined, so that they're not lumps of pizza rolls. And also make sure to go kind of easy on the dough, or at least don't hold back on the filling. That is definitely what I did. Though the filling is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. I definitely would add properly roasted purple onions. That would be so good, but otherwise it was delicious. Even though I do want to try it with vegan pepperoni from Eve's or Light Life, whichever I can get my hands on, especially since you don't want actual animal flesh, bodily secretions in your skulls. That's actually disturbing. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for experimenting with me. And if you make these, I hope that you can take my tips into consideration so that your pizza skull rolls are more successful than mine, and maybe even tastier. Maybe you add more Violife cheese than I did because I was scared, and you're willing to take risks this holiday season. And let me know if you make these yourself. Tag me, tweet me, let me know in the comments because I want to hear from you. But have a wonderful and safe, make good choices Halloween. You can also make ice cubes. I mean, I don't know how well that would work if you could like get the ice out of there, but I saw that in a video, so that might be cool. Like some kind of witch's brew punch. What even is punch? Like, what's the word punch? Why is it called punch? I've been drinking a lot of celery juice since I just said celebrating instead of celebrating.